Going on, you bunch of mother humpers? I'm out here in Milan or Grants, New Mexico right now. Homeboy walking right there. I'm not bagging on the dude. Get out here in New Mexico though. I think I gotta get my clutch brake checked. Out here in Navajo Nation and shit. Everybody always walking around mooching for change. He says he's trying to scrounge up gas money to get back to Flagstaff. So I got a change cup I always keep in the back, quarters, dimes, nickels, whatever. Specifically for that. Anyway, it's the 29th. Went home for Christmas. Got home on the 20th. So we made the live feed at home that day. Spent Christmas at home. Turned out to be kind of a eventful Christmas. I don't know. I've talked about my relationship with my daughter in the past. She and I have had a very strained relationship for several years now. Well, Selena tried to do something really cool, and I love her to death for it. Back last month when I went to Otay Mesa, my daughter and I got into a conversation and it kind of blew up and said, screw it, you know. And we stopped talking after that. Well, because I kind of lost my shit and I said, screw it, that's it. You know, because I have a thing too that I don't chase people. You know, people don't like me very, you know, everybody's got them. Somebody may not like you in life. Unfortunately, it might be a family member from time to time. Like my daughter and I have a strained relationship. We don't talk much. And it's been that way for some time. And of course, the longer you go, the more estranged you become. And then you start building perceptions of this person because you don't deal with them, so you think that they're a certain way. And then too, I mean, the people you have in your life that are around you the most, they also influence that perspective of how you may think of other people and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, after my daughter and I had our little blowout while I was in San Diego, she turned around and called Selena, like, which again, her perception was like I was gonna do something to myself or something like that because we had a blowout. And I was like, well, no, I just don't deal with people that don't seem to like me much, you know. I was like, I don't chase you down if you're just gonna, you know. She was just ragging on me and stuff. And my daughter has this thing of the way she talks to me and everything. She's 18, you know how it is when you're 18 and you're resentful towards your parents or your parent. But the way she talks to me and stuff is she talks to me like I'm a moron. And that's what it really came down. I was like, why do you always talk to me like I'm a moron? Last time I checked, I've been on this earth a little longer than you, and I don't want to be talked to that way, and I don't want to be dealt with in that way. That, you know, like I said, that I'm a moron and I don't know anything and whatever. And we had this blowout. She turned around and called Selena, and Selena told her, hey, you guys want to deal with this? You guys need to, like, physically get together and hash this thing out. You know, if you're gonna have any chance at rectifying this, whatever. Turned around. Selena made it a big old surprise though that she did it on the sly. She bought my daughter a plane ticket to fly out to Lubbock. Well, she was flying in on the 23rd. I got home on the 20th. I was home for a couple days already. When I come home too, I decompress a lot, and you know, I'm just tired. So, but her plane was flying in at like 10 o'clock at night. I didn't even know. And Selena made sure that, you know, I was awake, that I was at home. And I was sitting there in the kitchen And it's like just about 10:30 at night. Dustin, he took off, went to the airport and picked her up, brought her back to the house. They come walking in the back door of the house to surprise me, and I'm standing there as my daughter. I'm like, oh shit, you know. Gotta admit, kind of broke me up a little bit because I hadn't seen her in 7 months since I was at her high school graduation, and we've barely talked since then either. And so, yeah, comes in, we're hanging out, spends the first night on the 23rd. Everything, you know, went over okay. Got up next day, went out to breakfast, did a little shopping, run around town, went to the mall on the 20th. That was Christmas Eve. That night, nice little Christmas Eve, playing cards, some board games, hanging out, having a good time and everything. Everybody's laughing, lighthearted, all this kind of stuff, right? And then, well, I got to backtrack on a little bit. When she showed up, you know, we had a talk, and she's laying down some ground rules for me of how we're going to hash this thing out. You know, that we can't keep talking about the past, you know, like what happened between me and her mom or any of that kind of stuff or whatever. Like, yeah, it's fine, no big deal. I don't care, it's been years ago, you know, we don't need to talk about all this. And you know, when you draw correlations between what happened in the past and what's going on now and all that, whatever, drop it so we can move on. Cool. But things kind of took a turn where, you know, I mean, at least the way I saw it, that she showed up and started kind of like making demands on me that this is the way it's going to be. And it's like, well, hold on, you know, we got to talk about this or whatever. Everything was kind of cool for a little bit. But then later on in the night, Christmas Eve, Dustin knows this chick that they're just friends, you know. This chick wanted to stop by and say hello for Christmas and everything, so Dustin says, okay, cool, yeah, stop on by. Well, my daughter got a little huffy about that. Like, it's supposed to be family time, and I go, it's just somebody stopping by for a little bit, don't worry about it. And she gets up and, well, and then Selena didn't know that me and my daughter had this thing about we're not going to ask any questions about the past and everything. And Selena simply asked a question about my daughter's half brother, you know, my ex-stepkid, and said, yeah, I've never understood, why does he hate Jeremy so much? You know, what happened? There's never been any explanation of why he doesn't like Jeremy so much, like he just has venom for him and all this kind of stuff. So my daughter got kind of huffy about all this. So I'm taking a shower, screw it, see it. And she went off to take a shower. She took a shower, went in the room. So I go in the room and I'm helping her make the bed and everything. And that's where my daughter got like really uppity with me about it. And started cussing me out, you know, like she was saying, why the F do they even have an opinion about this and all this kind of stuff or whatever. I was just trying to, at first, I just tried to remain rational about it and stuff like that. And that she's sitting there cussing me out though, and I kind of lost my shit. I said, fuck it, and I walked out, slammed the door, but then I lost my shit too because everybody was just, all this, everything went to crap. And hey man, I'm a guy. If you make me lose my shit, I turned around, punched the door, dropping F-bombs, everybody could F off, all this kind of stuff. I Spartan kicked the patio door, got pissed, and then just left the room, went out in the garage, sat up there, drank a beer, and just cooled off a little bit. Now, you know, shut this one down for the night. I just went to bed. Well, then my daughter started talking to Selena. The two of them were I don't know. It's like kind of arguing about this whole thing too. But then my daughter kicked into victim mode and said, "Oh my God, I don't feel safe here anymore," because I got pissed. I got pissed for all about 10 seconds and then it was done. She didn't feel safe and she felt like I was gonna beat her up in the middle of the night. And I was like, "Say what?" Because I went to bed, said screw it for the night. We'll just, yeah, let's pick this up in the morning kind of thing. Well, I get up in the morning, go and look in the bedroom, my daughter's gone. She packed her shit and left. I don't know what transpired over the night after we all went to bed. I'm guessing she must have called and grabbed an Uber and gone to a hotel. Because I got up in the morning and said, "Hey, where you at? What's going on?" Called her. She didn't pick up. And all she'd do is text me back, "I'm fine." I said, "Well, where you at? What's going on?" "I'm fine." Like she just stonewalled me. That was it. So Christmas morning, she shagged ass out of there and disappeared. And then, so Christmas Day went by on the 26th. I texted her again, no answer for hours. And finally she got back to me that her mom had actually flown out to Lubbock, got her and took her back to Phoenix. Like she needed rescuing. And it was like, oh Jesus Christ. So guess I got my answer if we'll ever patch up this relationship. It was lame. Other than that though, we opened our presents Christmas Day and Selena got me a cool hat, Metal Militia hat, camo. The bill underneath says Metal Militia. It's cool, pretty sweet. Nice little bucket hat though. Or, it's got a good deep bucket on it because I got a big head. So I got a hat. Thanks, babe. So I'm out here in New Mexico now. I'm heading for picked this up in Texas last night. Came over to Moriarty. Oh, we got something going on here. What's this? Yep. Travel trailer flipped. Ooh, that sucks. They should have slowed it down a little bit there, eh? I picked it up over in Texas. Stayed the night in Moriarty. It was already late. Got off the road about 12:45 last night. Got going at about 10:45 this morning. Now it's almost 1,400 hours. Going to Layton, Utah. Dropping there. Then I got to shag ass up to Burley, Idaho. I'm dropping on the 30th at 20:45. I got to go up to Burley, Idaho. Be up there by, I think it's 14:30 to load out of Burley. And I'm taking it back down to, oh, what the hell is the name of town? Anyway, McKinney, Texas, outside Dallas. I'm dropping down there on the 3rd. So yeah, I'm spending New Year's on the road. No big. Let's go out and make a little money. And then from there, we'll see what happens if you're going to keep me out running. But then I got my buddy coming out to visit. He's flying in on the 15th, so I want to be home by the 14th. So just going to go out and bust around until the 14th and see what I can do, and then come home for a handful of days while he comes out and visits. And then after that, hitting it hard and heavy. Stacking money. Looks like we're going to be moving because our house is coming due and our rent's going to go way up. We're like, screw that. We found a cheaper house up in Friona, Texas, about 100 miles outside of Lubbock. I do a lot of that's where I do a lot of my work out of anywhere, is Hereford, Friona area. So head on up there and move closer, and we'll save about $1,000 a month on cost of living up there. So all better. So anywho, gonna get on down the road. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Check back in a bit. All right, out.